Hi students, this is the third part of our female reproductive system in which we will be covering the ovaries. Okay, the ovaries are the female gonads which are two in number. As in the male gonads you have the testes, similarly in females you have the ovaries. Now these ovaries are situated in the ovarian fossa in the lateral pelvic wall, in the pelvic cavity. So, it is very important to understand the position of the ovaries in a nulliparous woman and in a multiparous woman. So, basically, in a nulliparous woman, nulliparous means a girl who has not delivered any baby or who has not undergone pregnancy, she is nulliparous. And two or more pregnancy in a female, that female is called as multiparous or a multipara. So in a nulliparous girl or a nulliparous female, you have upper pole and a lower pole. But in a multiparous woman, this upper pole becomes the lateral pole and the lower pole becomes the medial pole. That means the upper pole is tilting towards the lateral side and the lower pole is coming towards the medial side. So the axis of the ovaries changes in a nulliparous and in multiparous woman. The color of the ovaries in a nulliparous woman is pinkish. So you call it as grayish pink in color, and in a multiparous it becomes grey in color. The surfaces are smooth in a nulliparous, and in a multiparous woman it is uneven. Most importantly, when you talk about the external features of the ovaries, you have two borders, two poles and two surfaces. तो ये जो दो पोल है वो है upper and lower, which we call it as upper pole as tubal pole and lower pole as uterine pole. The surfaces that we have are lateral and medial, whereas we have two borders, the anterior, which is also called as the meso-ovarian border, and the posterior border is again called as the free border. So this is the external feature of the female. Now we will go and understand the relations of the ovaries. The relations of the ovaries are divided basically into two parts. The first is the peritoneal relations, peritoneal, and the second is called as the visceral relation. Okay, so you have two types of relations. Now in peritoneal relation, it is very important to understand that the ovaries are basically totally covered by the peritoneum, except at the meso-ovarian border, that is on the anterior border, and meso-ovarian border पर ही hilus of the kidney of the ovaries होती है. Now, hilum of the ovary जो मीजो ओवेरियन बॉर्डर पर होती है, मतलब एंटीरियर बॉर्डर पे. नाउ दिस इज अ पॉइंट ऑफ एंट्री. तो जितने भी वेसल्स हैं, नर्व्स हैं, ये सब हाइलस से ही, मतलब एंटीरियर बॉर्डर से दे आर गोइंग टू हैव एन एंट्री एंड एग्जिट. द सेकेंड पेरिटोनियल रिलेशन व्हाट यू हैव इज द सस्पेंसरी ligament. Now what is suspensory ligament? So if you see the fallopian tube, this is the infundibular part. You have the ovaries here. Okay, so from the infundibular part to the upper pole of the ovaries, and from ovaries to the external iliac vessel. So suspensory ligament extends from the uterine tube, infundibular part, and from the ovaries up to the external iliac vessels. Okay, which is here. So this is the suspensory ligament. Now these are basically the peritoneal relations of the ovaries. The visceral relations. The visceral relations are according to its points. That means the upper pole, the lower pole, the anterior border, the posterior border, the lateral surface and the medial surface. इनके अलग अलग रिलेशंस हैं. तो अब ट्यूबल पोल दैट इज द अपर पोल। इसके रिलेशंस क्या है? मैक्सिमम जितने भी रिलेशंस है ओवरी में, ये सब यूट्राइन ट्यूब से। ओके, बट द ओवरी इज चेंज्ड पोजीशन। जैसे मैंने बताया था कि नल्लीपेरस के अंदर इट इज वर्टिकल एंड मल्टीपेरस इट इज हॉरिजॉन्टल। सो द रिलेशन चेंजेस इन नल्लीपेरस एंड इन मल्टीपेरस। लेकिन वॉट एवर is the position of the ovaries, maximum relations of the ovary is of the fallopian tube. That means here. So even if the ovary is like this or the ovary is like this, the relation is going to be uterine tube. Okay. So the tubal pole and the lower pole, that is the upper pole and the lower pole, इसके relations अलग है। तो हम बात करेंगे upper pole और बात करेंगे lower pole की। Now this is the tubal pole. Fine. इसके relations 3 हैं। ओके, अब क्या रिलेशन है? ओवरीज, उसके ऊपर यूट्राइन ट्यूब। ओके, देन यू हैव द ओवेरियन फिम्ब्रिया एंड द एक्सटर्नल इलियाक वेन। सो यू हैव द यूट्राइन ट्यूब, एक्सटर्नल इलियाक वेन एंड द ओवेरियन फिम्ब्रिया। This is the relation of the tubal pole. But very important, what you have to remember is right side पर in females you can have relation of the appendix also. Left side पे नहीं, because the appendix is also present in the right iliac fossa and ovaries are also present in the right iliac fossa. So the upper pole or the tubal pole can have the relations with the appendix on the right ovaries. Now the lower pole. The relation of the lower pole is very simple. Again, it is the pelvic floor. Very simple. Nothing else is related to that. लेकिन जैसे मैंने बताया, ये फैलोपियन ट्यूब है, ये फिम्ब्रिया है, ओवरीज ऐसी है। ओके, तो अपर पोल के रिलेशन में तो ओवेरियन फिम्ब्रिया आ गया, यूट्राइन ट्यूब्स भी आ गई, कभी कभी राइट ओवरीज के अंदर अपेंडिक्स भी आ सकता है। तो लोअर पोल में रिलेशंस क्या हो सकता है? यू कैन हैव द रिलेशंस दैट इज विद द pelvic floor, which is connected with the pelvic fascia and the pelvic ligament. Anterior border and posterior border. So we have spoken about the upper pole, the lower pole. Now we will be talking about the borders. Relations visceral of the border, which is two, the anterior and posterior. Anterior border is called as meso-ovarian border and the posterior is called as the free border. Okay. So the relation of the anterior border is again uterine tube, obliterated umbilical artery and the hilus. Uterine tube, obliterated umbilical artery and the hilus. And the posterior border is related to the uterine tube and the ureter. Now we have spoken about the poles, the borders, now the surfaces. Two surfaces, the lateral and the medial. The lateral surface is related to the ovarian fossa and the parietal peritoneum. The medial surface is related to the uterine tube and the ovarian bursa. Bursa is basically a space between the surface, that is the medial surface, and between the parietal peritoneum. So space between the parietal peritoneum and the medial surface, you have the ovarian bursa. So just to revise the relations, we have uterine tube, ovarian bursa, ovarian fossa, parietal peritoneum, suspensory ligament, external iliac vein. Okay, now we will be talking about the arterial supply of the ovaries. Very simple, two arteries, the uterine artery and the ovarian artery. So you have the ovarian artery and the uterine artery. Both these arteries directly arise from the abdominal aorta. Okay, you do have smaller branches which come from the kidneys, which do come from the uterus. Okay, branches, but the main ovarian artery and the main uterine artery directly comes from the abdominal aorta and it supplies. The veins drain into the pampiniform plexus. From pampiniform plexus, it drains into the renal vein, and from the renal vein into IVC. So arteries दो हैं, ovarian और uterine, और veins drain into pampiniform plexus. This drains into the renal vein, and renal vein into inferior vena cava. So this is the blood supply of the ovaries. The nerve supply of the ovaries are again very simple to remember. You have ovarian plexus. This ovarian plexus is derived from the renal, aortic and hypogastric plexus. Okay? So the ovarian plexus are derived from the renal plexus, the aortic plexus and the hypogastric plexus. You have two nerve supplies, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. The sympathetic arises from T10, T11. They are pain sensitive, afferent to pain and afferent also to the pain. The parasympathetic arises from S2, S3 and S4. They are vasodilatation. Now this is the arterial supply and the nerve supply. But the most important thing what we should remember in ovaries is function. क्योंकि फंक्शन ओवरीज का ऑसम प्ले करता है. अगर फंक्शन में कोई भी कमी हो, फंक्शन अगर सही नहीं हो, तो फिर फर्टिलिटी पे इफेक्ट हो सकता है और स्टेरिलिटी आ सकती है. सो द मेन फंक्शन ऑफ द ओवरीज आर ओव्यूलेशन, ovulation of the oocyte. That is very important. And the second is the production of the hormones. अब ये जो ovulation होता है, ये कब होता है? The ovulation takes place on the 14th day of every cycle. So on the 14th day, the ovulation takes place, which can be little 2 or 3 days here and 2 or 3 days ahead. But in a 28 days normal cycle, you have the 14th day ovulation. The production of the hormones are estrogen and progesterone. So estrogen is secreted by the paraluteal cells and the progesterone is secreted by the luteal cells. So the important function is ovulation and the production of hormones, that is estrogen and progesterone. अब ovulation जब होता है तो ये ovum are alive only for 2 to 3 days, remember. So the period, अगर हम थोड़ा सा समझने की बात करें तो होगा क्या कि say I will just give you an example कि यहाँ पर you have the periods and here you have the period. So we will just say that it is 1st January and the next period is going to be on 1st February. So the ovulation takes place on the 14th day, say 14th Jan. Okay, so this 14th Jan, it can be 1 or 2 days before or it can be 1 or 2 days after. So we consider these 4 to 5 days, that means from 12th to 16th January as an unsafe period. And this period is called as safe period. So if pregnancy has to be considered in a married couple, you have to have relations in between these dates. That means when the ovulation takes place. So this is the best time when pregnancy may take place. तो ये सबसे best period होता है जहाँ pregnancy होती है. इसके पहले या इसके बाद अगर रिलेशंस होते हैं हस्बैंड और वाइफ के अंदर तो प्रेगनेंसी के चांसेस नहीं होते हैं या नहीं के बराबर होते हैं. तो अब इम्पोर्टेंट जो हमारे अप्लाइड एनाटॉमी के अंदर ओवरीज का है कि देखो ओवरम अगर है तभी फीमेल फर्टाइल है. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस टू नो दैट द ओवुलेशन इज टेकिंग प्लेस. तो जैसे मैंने बताया कि 12 डे टू 16 डे तक ये unsafe period है, because ovum can come 2 days early or it can come 2 days late. But remember, infertility या pregnancy के लिए sperm is also, viability of the sperm is very important, and the sperms are alive for 2 to 3 days. So henceforth ये जो 12th day to 16th day है, इसको हम एक दिन और पहले लेके जाते हैं, क्योंकि if the relation has taken place 1 day early, that is on 11th day, and if the sperms are viable for 1 day, then also the ovum can be fertilized. So the best unsafe period is from 11th day to 16th day, and that is to be remembered. Now, in a total lifespan of a female, it is said, it is calculated that approximately 350 to 400 viable oocytes are present. Okay, so roughly calculate किया जाता है कि 380 average. Okay, but it can vary. You can have even 420, you can have even 450. But with an average of 380 to 400 viable oocytes are present. तो ये जो हम calculate करते हैं कि say usually when you are dealing with the patient, you have a history stating कि डॉक्टर साहब we had a baby and we are planning for a second baby, and the first baby is approximately 12 years old. So you have to take a history. Okay, now if the female is say of the age of 38 years, okay, so we take a history. एक छोटा example दे रहा हूँ मैं कि she started her menarche. Menarche is what? The first menstruation of her life. So menarche is the first menstruation of the life, and the last menstruation cycle is called as menopause. So the first menarche was at the age of 12, and now her age is 38. So she started her menstruation at the age of 12. So 12 साल से लेके 38 years. How many years? 22, 32 and 38. So you have 26 years. Okay. So now the 26 years of age into 12, that is 12 periods per year. So how many menstruation she has occurred? 12 6 are 72. 12 to the 24 plus 7, 31. So she has ovulated 312 eggs in her life. Yet we can definitely tell her that you have high possibilities of pregnancy because she has approximately 80 oocytes more in spare. So this is how we calculate, and we can give confidence to the married couple in a history taking that yes, so as a physician, as a family physician, you should know that ovaries are responsible for oocytes, production of the estrogen and progesterone, the viable eggs which are there in her life, and this is how anatomy can be helpful in your clinical practice. Thank you very much.